if you have played the last season of Onslaught, the Year of the Manticore, you will find this in your garage. Actually, it's this, the Stinger. I've got it here in the Iron or Silver League camouflage. And to be fair, this is just a T57 clone, actually. You can find it here. If you did it like me and wanted to spare the grind of this tank, I was just playing the season, actually, just for this. So I can save me some free XP, because, yeah, well, I need some, I think. And to make sure we are talking about the most important thing first, you can actually get rid of this camouflage and drive around in a black T57, which is kind of funny, I think. And I think it's a bug, actually, but maybe Wargaming wants it like this. I could also put some emblems on it, but not all of the ones I have, just some weird ones, kind of like that winking elf, or one inscription. I can put 9045 right in front of that thing. So I don't know what way we're thinking with that. Also make sure to get all of your rewards, which is not only the tank, which is also the experimental equipment tier 3. You can choose one of those. You can also get, for example, improved equipment, but also if you did all the weeks of daily missions or weekly missions, you can also choose another improved equipment type, which is kind of worth it. This tank also comes with a unique crew, which has 0 perks and 2 perks for free. Additionally, I just put my old E5 crew on this tank, but I could also put like Elia Gatorbrooks on it. They are all Americans. Unfortunately, you can't choose the nation, but if you need another crew, you can use them definitely on all of your American tanks. Be sure that the Stinger is kind of a special or elite tank. It's not a premium tank, it doesn't earn more credits, but you can put every American heavy crew on it. So it doesn't have to be trained for it. You can put every crew you have for American heavies on the Stinger and play with them. So let us first check the stats of this tank. We are going for the Mother of Excellent Requirements, and actually we have to scroll down here quite a while until we find the T57 Heavy, and it's like not in the half, it's like lower than half of all released heavies, with around 4.2k damage for the third gun mark. It's actually kind of low, and if you just want to have the first gun mark, you have to do like average 2300 damage around that. And yeah, the Stinger is not yet on Tomato GG in the stats, because no one really has played this tank yet. I think it takes about 1 month or something like this until they have the stats from the server. But the big question is now, why is the T57 or the Stinger not so successful in random battles, actually? And we will take a look at this. This is the armor layout, and you can already see this tank has a big problem, and this is like kind of a weird armor design, which has some like trollish angles, but all in all, you can always just shoot at the turret and you have kind of a good chance to penetrate the thing. Also, the lower plate is a weak spot. It can't really side scrape, because always the turret will be the biggest problem. But if someone is just shooting blindly AP, this thing, or AP shells normally will auto bounce, they will ricochet. It has kind of a bath tube lower plate. You can see it here. Those angles are kind of trollish. They will bounce lots of shells. But if you want to make sure to penetrate this tank, just go for the turret or like that part here. Also, this here is very misleading, actually. But now the big problem, if the enemy shoots heat, and that tank actually has kind of a very high heat penetration with 340, that thing almost becomes completely green. It still has like those trollish angles, but you can penetrate it almost everywhere. And even if it's trying to angle, even if something is here like a stone or something like this, turret is now kind of like auto penetration, and even kind of the sides become a weak spot. Not everywhere, but depending on where the tracks are and how bad he's angling, you can even penetrate the tracks sometimes with heat. So always go for the turret if you fight against this thing, and always make sure if you have heat ammunition to shoot it. So all in all, for an autoloader, this thing has an insane DPM, I think, but big problem is not only the armor, but also the dispersion factors. But you can lower them actually kind of efficiently if you just put in, let's just take normal equipment actually, to give like a realistic setup here. We want to have these numbers, I think, like around 0.12 to really have a comfortable gun handling I like to play with. So you can also put like improved aiming device or whatever it's called in it. And then it's up to you. I would prefer turbo actually, because it's not the fastest one and it has to sneak peek sometimes a little bit. But also, for example, a possibility would be vents for a little bit higher DPM. Or definitely something you should consider is the HP. if you play Onslaught with the Stinger, you will definitely need the HP module. Another interesting choice is definitely, for example, the mobility improvement system, or as well maybe the accuracy improvement system. But I would prefer the mobility, and then you can get this tank around 0.15 while moving to reverse the turret. Then it's actually kind of a comfy gun handling. But if you want to try hard as much as you can see this thing will go down quite a big percentage here, and this should actually be kind of a nice gun handling with quite a fast aiming time for that heavy. But all in all, I would say the tank actually suffers the most just from the current map design and the matchmaking, which makes it almost impossible for heavies to play World of Tanks and have fun while doing this, at least for me, and I will show you in a match why. So here we are on Ruinberg, and I can tell you this tank is kind of hard to play in my opinion, even more maybe than some other heavies actually, but we're gonna speed this up. I think the 3D skin is nicely done, and nothing bad. There's something you don't have to be ashamed of during battle, but here we go. And I can already tell you I can't make this thing work. Like, I can almost no heavy make work in the higher tiers, because I don't know, I don't understand the gameplay and it's so boring. That's my biggest issue. For me, playing heavy tanks is so annoying, it's so devastating, boring. And here we are. Just take a look at the minimap already. I think most people have found their position. I can like try to peek a little bit, and you can see I should have shoot heat at that tank, but of course you have to know this before, and yeah, sometimes the AP is just not enough. This is something the Stinger can do, or the T-57, to like peek out and try to make very fast damage, but well, if it's sometimes not happening, you have to retreat immediately, because you will have otherwise a big problem with your armor. So I'm gonna skip this or speed this up here a little bit. So you can see it's already over 1 minute done and nothing really happened. We're still standing here, I can't do anything. And now take a good look how the Arty prevents camping. Have you seen this? The shot to the 277 and the M4Y, sorry, M6Y. Yes, Arty prevents camping. What a joke. Another one just right at them. It's so disgusting. Artillery is so unnecessary in this whole game. It just fucks up everything, in my opinion. You can see, like, it doesn't do anything to the game. Those tanks can't play anywhere else anyway. So we are just getting molested by the artillery, and nothing good will come out of it. So here we are. This is Stinger gameplay for me in a nutshell. You can check out lots of streamers or something like this who can play this tank and can do their 4000 damage every game. Look at this. Where should I pen the Type 71? Not even with heat, I think it would be possible anywhere to shoot from this angle its turret. So I'm just gonna stay here and have to fucking wait until something happens. And it's already almost 5 minutes playing a video game, which I'm supposed to have fun in. Just not my thing. Sorry, this was a little bit fast, but the concept was coming out here, and that was my one chance to do something. And I got the concept. And if you are not fast enough, then you will just miss this opportunity. But on the other hand, I just received around 1k damage for this trade. So, well, it was kind of pointless somehow. Well, I did kill one enemy tank, which is important, but still, yeah, the trade was not good. Let's speed this up again. And I couldn't move anywhere else. I couldn't go to the north, because when I will just get flanked, and maybe the WTs are trying to help me, but normally triangles have like a reaction time of 10 seconds, and not sure if I could do anything. And it's already 9 minutes and nothing's happening here. That snapshot didn't work, because that's something also that T-57 and the Stinger can't really do. Snapshotting is not like their thing, unfortunately. Now I'm getting flanked by the Batchat. And that's World of Tanks right now. That's really World of Tanks right now in a nutshell. If you play heavies, we have like 0 chances to do something, because the armor design is so disgusting. Most tanks have like 0 weak spots if they play their tanks decently. And then you can just wait until the Arty finishes them, or some assault TT comes crushing in who can actually pen their unbalanced armor somehow. Or you just sit there and waste your time driving back and forth, trying to make somewhere a shot, and getting bored. That's the Stinger. But not only the Stinger, it's basically, I think, almost every heavy tank, every medium fast or not fast at all heavy tanks, now I got it. I could push now with the other guys, like this area, but I decided to rather get a shot from the bed shed in my side and get my ammo rack pulled. But also you can see they are like dying trying to flank the enemy tanks. And this map is so disgustingly bad. With the random event, when they are like making some paths through those buildings there, it's kind of playable, but without it, it's so annoying, so boring, so useless. And here I go. And now's my chance to do something. I got this tank, but I didn't even get the damage recorded here, which is weird. World of Tanks is such a broken game right now. Very sad to see, very sad. And now things are almost done. I'm behind that tank, but the Udis is just better than me, I don't know, and can pen me with APCR. So that's the Stinger in a nutshell for me. This is what you can expect in an average battle, as an average player I would say. And everything else is just like gambling for a good map or a matchmaking where you're top tier. And of course the Arty survives the longest and can now stand here in their corner and wait for the enemy to come and to make its last one shot. Which it's not even working. So that's it basically. I'm not gonna pain myself with playing more heavy tanks. I really don't like it. I know many of the normal World of Tanks players are still playing heavies and kind of enjoy it. I don't know how. You can feel free to tell me how heavies are still playable or on what maps. Also you can of course share your opinion about the Stinger. I think it's especially for Onslaught actually an awesome tank. That's why I also got it. And that's definitely a better game mode than random matches in my opinion. Still it's very sweaty, very grindy and very toxic if you're trying to climb the ranks in Onslaught, but if you just play it for fun, or if you just are fine with your league you're playing in, or you're playing with a platoon with men, it's actually a very awesome mode, in my opinion. For heavy tanks and most slow tanks, actually the gameplay is not enjoyable anymore. That's about it. Thanks guys for watching, and cheers bros.